Hello, hello, hello. I am here with the squishy toy, and I already played with the baby dog with this, and he wants that real bad. He wants that real bad. But he's gentle with it. He's gentle with it. He's so gentle. You're gentle with it. Yes, hello, hello. Yes, hello. He's gentle with it because he has so much compassion. Yes, he's gentle. He has a fishy breath. Yes, from the kelp seaweed. Yes, a fishy. I don't want to get Paul in the photo, so. You can't bite into it because if you bite into it, then all the caviar is gonna come out, and that wouldn't be so good. It will leak then. Yes, it will leak. The caviar will come out. The caviar. You are so nice and gentle with it. I'm surprised about this. No, you, this will all leak if you bite into it. No, you can't bite into it. You can't bite into it. No, oh, I love you. there's a sculpture. Actually, two sculptures, mother and child, and by Patricia Piccinini, of course, and those are like, I don't know, scooters or motorcycle types, but abstracted into living like they're alive, like they're sentient. And she has a bunch of those, many. And this one is a baby scooter looking up to the mother, just like he looks up to me, in the same way, like just like this, like like looking up in awe. I will show this from the sky perspective, like this, looking up in awe, like that. Yes, just looking up in awe. Yes, just like that. And actually standing up like a dog, standing up on, holding onto your belly, looking up to you like this, in total awe, in total devotion, like, Mama, I am all yours. I love you, Mama. And it's this oneness, this total oneness of that love, and it is just amazing. It is amazing, is that? Patricia Piccinini, she needs to make a sculpture out of this rubber material with caviar in it. That's what she needs to do. She needs to make a blobfish in this material, big like this, and then you can do the blobfish. That would be so amazing. Have a big blobfish with the caviar inside. Oh, that would be so amazing. Oh, that is so mesmerizing. Yes, this is mesmerizing. Baby dog's getting mesmerized now. He's getting mesmerized. Yes. Oh yes, that is good. It's so good. Oh, that is so good. Oh, yeah. That is so good. Oh, God. Now he's getting rambunctious. He's getting rambunctious now. Yes, he is getting rambunctious. He's getting rambunctious. Yes, it was. Yes, you're my everything. No, no, I cannot. You cannot. You cannot have that. Cannot have this. Cannot. Cannot have this. Oh, it shouldn't. I should have. I need to see this. Oh, look at that mouse. Oh yeah, look at that. That is a good mouse, is that? That's a good mouse. I need to show. Let me show the mouse. I'm gonna put this right in here. So it's gone now. No, he can't have it. He can't get it now. No, it's out of sight and out of mind now. Yes, that's what happens. No, he's looking for it now. He's looking. I did not show you. I didn't. Did not show. Yes, you are my everything. You can sit here with me if you want to, baby. So, okay, so I want to make a video about relationships, as I often do. I made this myself, this hood, and I also made the sweater myself. As you can see, the jacket I didn't, and this I didn't. And the squishy toy I didn't make. And the pants I didn't make. Those are amazing pants here. Paul got me those pants. They stretch here, which is really, really good. It's really nice. So I want to talk about oneness. I want to talk about, yes, I'm not showing you. I want to talk about love in this video, because I've been thinking about this earlier. I was thinking about Philip. I started crying, and I said to the computer again, as I often talk to the computer just like this, when the computer is turned completely off and the camera still listens. So I said it was very heartbreaking how Philip treated me. It was very heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking that this 2-year friendship was sabotaged like that, by him telling me to commit suicide. So, and any woman who would still pursue that same man is a masochist, okay? And I'm not a masochist. So obviously there's always cause and effect. There are always causes to every effect. To every symptom has a cause, okay? Every situation. So if we zoom in on now just the woman in general, we zoom in on the woman, then and men should do that, they should really not just zoom in on what you want to zoom into, but you zoom into her mind. Zoom into her mind and try to find out why she is not responding, or is cold, or is dating someone else, or is moving on, and so on. Zoom in and find the answer to that question. A lot of men don't even want to do that. They don't even want to know. They don't want to know. that maybe they themselves have caused it. Okay, they don't want to know. They don't want to find out more about themselves. They want to stay in denial about it. They want to. I got a disco light on here. Looks really, really nice. It's awesome. Also goes to the ceiling. It's gorgeous. Papa dog there. Yes. My baby dog. Yes, my beautiful baby sitting right in front of the heater, getting the heat on him. That's really good. So yeah, most people don't want to really look into their own minds, and instead I see men groups forming. They say they walk their own way, but that's not true. Okay, they're just offended, and they are mad. Okay, so that it's just like, instead of one man individually being mad and offended, they join groups of thousands of men being equally offended and mad and feeling rejected. So that's all there is to it. These groups don't do anything. They don't help each other in a psychological way. They just complain to each other about women. That's all they do. That doesn't move anything forward whatsoever. Women have a mind too. They have a brain too. They have feelings too. Okay? If you say something extremely aggressive and mean to a woman, okay, that's extremely heartbreaking for a woman. What Philip said to me as Soul Eater and all these other accounts. And when he was drunk, he gave it away in the chat room. So, but then he lies to me. He emailed me and he lies and he said, "I don't know who these people are. Okay, I don't know why you blocked me," and blah blah blah. So, no, of course that's him. I just put the clues together. There's so many clues that offer themselves. And you don't have to be a psychic to realize who is who in this. And then I was wondering, well, maybe Danny is the same person too. Maybe that is also Danny. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what's going on with these people. I don't know whether he has multiple personalities and dissociative identity disorder, or whether he's just a crook that gets drunk and then leaks out his own crookedness. Then there are total incongruences to his lies. Okay, then when the lies don't add up anymore, then something is fishy. Okay, and then then you get the clues, eventually. And then suddenly that guy that said such horrible things to me in the chat room suddenly talks exactly like Philip talked to me on Facebook. And they all say, "I told you not to go into the chat room anymore." Oh, but there's Philip right there in the chat room, right? And then he lies. As Philip, he says he doesn't go in the chat room. He doesn't do that. Oh man! And then lies to me in the email. Totally, constantly lying to me. How can you expect a relationship to develop between you and a woman if you lie to her like this? Blatantly lie all the time, non-stop. How can you expect that woman to feel respected and loved? How can you expect her to feel safe with you? How can you expect her to trust you ever, if you lie like this? Not just lie there are some people that might lie to protect the other person from some terrible information or what. Maybe there's a person who is a spy, right, for a government, and they have to lie because that's part of their job or something. Also to protect the woman, so that she doesn't get grilled by some agents for answers and stuff like that. But it's risky enough already, for anyone like this to even get married and draw someone else into this. If they are signed up as some kind of secret agent, that's already wrong to draw anyone into it. And my recommendation is to never even take a job like this, working for a government. But, some people lie to protect someone else. Those people in the chat room, they lie because it's fun. They lie, it's some kind of power game or something. To them it's like they know something I don't know. And then they show me this face, this emoticon face that is clueless and hurt, So, and then he says with the finger like this, "That's you." And then ha ha ha, that makes him feel like he has power or something over me. That's what he wants to feel. And this perceived fake power, because it's not real power, this fake power then in turn makes him produce more testosterone then he feels more virile, more manly, and then he feels that turns him on, and that is a whole cascade of chemical reactions that come out of this. And that's why particularly men get addicted to those power games, and they get addicted to violence. They get addicted to bondage and all of these things. All of that comes out of that. Okay, and that's the truth. Yes, you are my everything. Oh, baby, I love you. Oh, entzückend. Oh. So I see all of this, I see, and the lying, it's all part of this narcissistic repair, to make themselves feel better, to make themselves feel like they're in control, like they have power over someone else. And then when they see that the woman is not beaten down by this, then they feel like they did something wrong, and they feel like only in terms of doing something wrong in the way that they didn't succeed in making themselves feel better. Okay, so then they have to find out, how do I do this right in order to feel better? It's never for her. It's always for themselves. So then he figures something else out then he will flirt with someone else in front of her. Then all kinds of these, it's just power games, I don't want that. I want nothing to do with that. Okay? Thank you, I don't want it. You keep it for yourself. I need people in my life who I can rely on, who are honest to me, okay, and who are committed to a friendship or relationship, that are really dedicated, So I wanted to talk about that, how important that is. But yeah, I was sitting on the couch earlier, I started crying, I started thinking how infinitely sad that is, that he threw away our friendship like this to do narcissistic repair in the chat room, thinking that he's scot-free and that I will never figure this out. Okay, no, I'm highly intuitive. Okay, I'm also a hobby psychologist. I studied psychologist at the university on my own. Okay, I'm psychic. I see a lot of stuff. Okay, psychic. That always sounds like a fraudulent word or something. But no, I am. I really am. Okay, the kind of stuff I see sometimes, I'm absolutely shocked about it. But I can also save someone. You know, I got my dog back because of my psychic abilities. And that's those psychic abilities, that's just a connection to the infinite cosmos. It was the infinite cosmos communicating to me, okay, where my baby dog is. And I'm open for it. My channels are wide open. Okay, so that's what it is. And there's a lot of those kind of things happening in my life, a whole lot. We got this house here because of my psychic intuition and of wishing and letting go. Law of attraction, it 100% works, 100%. The key is you have to wish and then let go, and that's what most people can't do. They can't let go. And that also applies to relationships. That applies to friendships, Just, I have to use examples for that. If a man cooks for a woman, and the woman gets a phone call and gets sidetracked with something or on the internet and has to leave the house or gets out, and she comes back and he is real resentful and says, I went through a lot of trouble cooking for you and you left the house and now the food is cold. Okay, this is one of those situations that I'm talking about. If he lets go of that with his ego, then he can say, okay, well, something got her sidetracked, obviously, and I'm not taking this personally, as Don Miguel Ruiz pointed out in his books. Don't take anything personally, okay? Other people have their minds and they have their stuff going on in their minds. They also have their neuroses going on, and they have friendships and they have communication and all of these things, okay? So don't take it personally. So what should the boyfriend or husband do in that situation? He should say, okay, let me make the best out of this situation. I'm going to eat her food too. I'm going to eat 2 meals. Now that feels good. Doesn't that feel good? I can make her another one later on if she has more time, right? Or he can put it in the refrigerator and he can put it in the microwave later on and heat it up. That could be done too. So, or he can feed it to his dog, or he can give it to raccoons outside. So there's a lot of options to take with this. I don't want him to be too close to that heater. No, that's not good. Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. I don't want you to be too close to the heater. Okay. So, yeah, it's the best. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, there's... When we don't take offense, when we don't let the ego take offense, if we look at this with love and compassion and not taking it personally, then we can think clearly and do the best in that moment, okay? Instead of running after someone or chasing someone down and then giving an hour rant, angry, offended, and so on. Like, I would never treat you like this, you bad, and you accusations, insinuations, blame, and angry, shouting, and so on, taking offense, and all of this. So that doesn't move us forward for the whole species, the whole human species, and this is happening all over the whole world. This kind of stuff in all kinds of. Come here, come sit with me, come. Oh no! Oh, this almost fell. Here, come sit with me. Come sit. Sit with me. Come sit with me. No, I have to put this here. He's the best. Oh, yes, he's the best. Come sit with me. Come sit here. There you go. Okay, so we make a video together now. That looks better. Yes. Yes, it looks better. Where did it go? You don't see it right now. You don't see it. He looks so good. He looks so good. Oh yeah, look at that. Good looking. Has nice freckles on the chest and almost no hair on the chest at all. He has like velveteen coat. A velveteen coat. Yes. As nice as that. Yes. Yeah, he's looking for that squishy toy. No, you can't have squishy toy. Then it will leak out. That's not good. So, this applies to any kind of communication with an animal. Don't take offense if your parrot parroted you. There are people who do this. I'm not kidding. That's why I'm bringing this up. Don't take offense if your birds are chirping, and I know a woman who took offense to that. So but that borders, that goes into, but what is schizophrenia? It's nothing other than an extreme form of ego, okay, of paranoia, of feeling wronged, of feeling laughed about, of feeling persecuted. That can go into all kinds of things. Projections on animals like this, and on children, and all kinds of people, all kinds of situations. Where other people will laugh and they say, oh, that crazy person. But that person himself does it too. Maybe not to such an extreme, but with his girlfriend, projecting things into her mind, insinuating stuff into her, like, oh, she came home late. She was just at her girlfriend's house. They were talking about their emotional problems. She comes up, and then you insinuate that she must have an affair with someone else. So, projecting that and insinuating that into her, and projecting really means something that they themselves do and then naturally assume the other person does it as well. So all of this is going on. It's not going to move anything forward in any way. Okay, this is happening worldwide. And the reason why men, particular, sign up for militaries and militia and hate groups and riot groups and navy and so on is because they let their egos dictate to them. That's all. That's the whole reason behind it. Yes. This is who's. Yes, you look good. Yes, that is the American bully, but I don't like that name, so I call him Stuffy Baby. That sounds so much better. A Stuffy Baby. Yes, it's the Stuffy Baby. Oh ja, entzückend. Entzückend. Entzückend means enchanting. It's a German word. Entzückend. Enchanting. So I love that word. Absolutely love it. It sounds cute. I use a bunch of German words that I took with me into this life here that I'm using. And yes, he is very muscular. Very, very muscular dog. Pure muscle. So you can fall asleep now to me making a video. Paul always falls asleep when I make a video. And that's because it's nice and calming and relaxing, and so it's very soothing. So I fall asleep to my own videos, so I really do. I love this painting. No, I don't. I know. No, we don't want to. We don't want to damage that. No, we don't want to. When he gets a hold of a tennis ball, he bites into it like 2-3 times, and it is completely opened up on one end. And tennis balls are tough, they are deliberately made really, really tough. But he cracks those open in 2-3 bites. It looks scary. He can do that with anyone, with any animal. I'm worried that he might get a hold of a cat. So that would be really scary. Yes. Oh yes. Or a raccoon. So the raccoons are terrified of him. They're hiding inside the tree, and they go all the way up into the branches to get away from him. Yes. They don't want that to happen, what happens to the tennis balls. No, they don't want that. I don't know what he would do if he met those. When they run away, then I think they have this predatory instinct to run after them. So the papa dog chased raccoons too, and Kenny too, of course. Yeah, they all have that. When the animals run away, then they chase after them. It's like a game, sort of. It's like it's fun to run after them. Like the animal is a toy or something. But that's okay. They don't know better. Okay, they don't know better. But humans know better. Okay, we know better on how to interact with animals and other humans or any being. The planet, the plants, we know better. We know that we depend on the forests. You can't burn them down. We depend on the ecosystem. So then the corporate agenda comes in, and they use people's insecurities, and they will put these kind of things, these kind of manipulations into a movie. And people can't figure this out. They cannot see through this. They watch a movie, in that movie one of their heroes, whoever that is, will say some BS like, "Oh, you Karen," or they will say, "Oh, you whatever, what are you, an eco warrior or a white knight?" That's all it takes, very sublime psychological manipulation that's going on. I've seen this. I have paid attention to this when we were still watching TV a long time ago. I saw all of this. I see it in TV shows. I see it in movies. This is happening. Okay. Hollywood, it's corporate run. Okay. They put this kind of psychology into any kind of show, any kind of, even in talk shows. I've seen it in talk shows, where talk show hosts they say something, or journalists or news people will interview someone. I've seen that sometimes in extreme forms. Okay, there's this one guy, I forgot his name now, the way he interrogated Bill Clinton. That was a long time ago. I mean, it was so obvious the way he was trying to make Bill Clinton mad. or trying to make him say something that could later on be held against him or something, or trying to trap him, trying to, yes, he's looking for the kitties down there, yes. So, and that was very obvious, and yeah, Bill Clinton, I could see he was getting mad because that was so obvious and so annoying. These kind of things are going on, but Bill Clinton was way smarter, he's way smarter, way more intelligent than that interviewer guy. So obviously, you know, he had a great rebuttal or answer to everything that interviewer asked or said. And then you could see how the interviewer was feverishly trying to find something else to make to figure something out, how to make the public turn against Bill Clinton, or how to win. I mean, it's obvious to any intelligent person that Bill Clinton was like light years above that guy, in all of his answers too. But what they play with is they play with the wider audience, the wider public, and they know the wider public does not consist of scholars. They do not consist of people who are well read, who have studied, who are interested in ecology, in biology, in keeping things healthy. Okay? The corporate agenda, they want to sell their poisons to the public. They make money on it. They don't care. They're just like the people in India who would put lead powder into turmeric. I mean, turmeric is supposed to heal you, right? Like, that's the whole point of it. But they'll put lead powder in it because it makes it way more than animals. People die from this. They don't care, those people. They want to make quick money, right? You get a bit more for each bag of turmeric powder that way. They put lead powder into it. And I mean, it is absolutely, this is hideous to do something like this. But this is how apparently the majority of people are thinking and functioning. Okay, so on any kind of level, on a street level all the way up to CEO level, it's the same thing, the same mechanism. It makes the world into hell. And they don't think that it will affect them down the line. No, they think that they just get scot-free, let someone else suffer. They don't think about it. They think in dualistic ways. They think only, yes, dogs would never do something like this. Yes, they would never do that. So they think in terms of money. Me now, money want. Worldwide. The heck with others. That's what's going through their minds. They don't think down the line what it does to other living beings, to animals, humans, the environment, how it makes the world suffer. The military people, they don't think about what that does, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, weapon manufacturers, what that does to the world, selling more weapons, selling weapons to other countries also, like, wow, you really want your war, don't you? It makes money. Yeah, it causes war, so causes a world war, but whatever. It makes money. Okay, that's how the majority of people are. And I find that hideous. Okay, to say the least. It's abhorrent. Those are abhorrent mind states of selfishness and greed. Absolutely cruel and callous and cold. And it only makes the world suffer and makes them suffer down the line as well. Okay? So, but they never think about that. The consequences, the wide-ranging consequences of their actions. And that's why I bring it up in my videos, because I think it's very important to talk about this. And the same goes for relationships, so individual relationships. A relationship between a man and a woman. The man takes offense to something that wasn't even offensive. A woman comes home late, she talked a little bit longer to her girlfriend, she has the right to do that. And then he takes offense and he accuses her of cheating on her with a man. Or maybe he thinks that she and the other woman have something going on, and he gets mad that he's left out. And this is all ego, There's nothing but ego. It's only ego. That's ego that drives people into these kind of mental states, where they get this false idea that they need to somehow retaliate against. So they'll go out and they want to get even. They go out there next night, they come home. If they don't beat the woman to death when she comes home, then maybe they will not sleep with her that night. They'll be cold. And the next night they'll say, I'm going to get even with her. I'm going to go to a bar and come home extra late or something like this. Or get a mistress or something like that. That's not love. Okay, this is a stark misunderstanding of what love is. Love is if he is straightforward with her. And he says to her, when the moment she comes home, he says to her, I was sad. You came home late. One time my boyfriend Norbert, I actually did have affairs with other guys. I was wild back then during my party days. But Norbert knew that, they all knew that, so they shouldn't be expecting any more than that. So, but I feel sorry that I was such a mental mess. Looking back on the past, I feel like I made horrific mistakes, okay? And I own these mistakes, and I never want to make these mistakes again. But one night I came home, I hung out with my other friends, and Norbert was sitting there painting something on those sketch paintings, those sketch papers, the really, really large sketch papers that I had with those really good crayon type of artist colors. And I looked, what are you painting? And he was painting himself crying and being totally devastated. And that looked kind of cute, that made me really feel sorry for him. And he said straight forward to me, you make me feel this way, because you're cheating on me, you're constantly hanging out with these other people. And I felt bad about this, I felt really bad. But he was straightforward, okay, and that was very good. And I said, I'm sorry that I made you feel this way. This is terrible. And it wasn't long after that when I quit smoking and drinking alcohol. I quit all of this. Coffee, I quit all of that. And I had to also quit these other people because they were still doing that. And Norbert was not doing that anymore. So I said, I'm committed. I'm completely committed now. I quit all these terrible things. I quit hanging out with those people that are still doing these things. So I want to focus on you. We need to focus on each other. But then, because of my mental illness, my jealousies came up. So once I was completely committed to him, then I was more vulnerable. And that's big. That's a biggie here. That's why I think a lot of the haters are afraid to get into a very close-knitted relationship. They would rather keep these people on arm's length because they would rather keep it mentally where they view the woman as an object. They still get their sexual gratification, which doesn't feel 100% super fulfilling because the love component isn't in it. Okay. When Frank said to me, I feel love and lust for you, no, he did. It's lust, it's not love. Okay. It never was love. So if it was love, he would allow me to him, but he never did. I'm not accusing him because he has emotional pain, and who knows who Frank is. He might be Zane also. Who knows, he might also be Danny. He might also be Philip. He might also be all of these other people. That could all be one person. I have no idea. I'm tapping in the dark. But it doesn't matter who these people really are. It doesn't matter. They're still acting out, whether that's one person or different people. They're acting out. Okay. And I'm not accusing them. They are afraid of a close-knitted relationship. They're absolutely terrified of it. And that has to do with childhood trauma. Okay. Because once you're in a close-knitted relationship, then you feel very vulnerable. You feel like, I am now committed to her and I am giving my all. And what if she cheats? No. And that feeling is too devastating. That's just as devastating as for many men going up to a woman to introduce themselves to a woman. And then with the possibility of being rejected. This is very, very rejection and or just some coldness from the woman, or the woman cheating, or the woman walking away, or whatever, or not interested. That seems to be an abyss for men. It seems to be absolutely horrific. This is really, really particularly, this is really, really, really dangerous. It seems to very, very dangerous for the ego. So particularly for men, it seems to be absolutely devastating. And there's another component that adds weight to this mechanism, and that is that shame comes in. That shame, I keep bringing this word up because it is so dominant in men's trauma, boys' psychological trauma. This plays such an enormous role in their way of acting out, in their fear, fear of getting closer to someone, fear of getting closer to a woman, fear of being rejected by a woman, and so on. So Henry Rollins talked about this one time. He said all the girls know my name, but there's none by my side. That's inside of a song. And then he also said, in one of the spoken words, I think, he said that he wants to get into a relationship, but it's scary because, you know, once he falls in love and is really, really committed and dedicated to that woman, if she cheats on him, that would be absolutely heartbreaking and devastating. And now that's a guy who openly talks about this. So he has enough sense of self-esteem and security within himself of talking about this publicly. I think this is very courageous. This is very great that he has that, okay? Because most men don't have that courage of admitting this to other people or themselves. Okay? They don't even want to admit it to themselves. They want to be in a state of denial, and it's comes out of this intense state of denial that, in Philip's case, that Philip cannot talk to me honestly. He cannot say to me straightforward, this hurt me, you know, it hurts me that you're going in the chat room flirting with other guys. And I'm not that overly flirting with anyone. They're flirting with me, but then he accuses me of flirting because they're flirting with me. And just because they're flirting with me, that makes me into a criminal. So, because he can't separate this, he can't. His mind is so driven by the ego, by the ego's fear, and the ego always on guard, the ego always suspecting the other one doing that very thing that they're afraid of. So it's mental illness. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, nothing else. And that's why it is so important. This is sickness of the whole human species. That's why the world suffers so much. Okay. Thank you, Blue God. Blue God agrees. So that's why the world suffers so much. That's why we need the inwardness meditation process. Paul is falling asleep. So yeah, we need that. We need to sit on the couch, and if you can do this every day, do this for yourself. Yeah, you don't have to tell your buddies about it. You know, that will mock you, whatever. Sit on the couch, every one of you. Sit on the couch alone in your room, whatever, on your bed, wherever. Be by yourself. Sit in your room and meditate on this. Go into your own mind. You have no other way. There's no other way around it. Everything else is hellish and becomes worse and worse and worse. It's not becoming better. If you keep acting out, it's not. If you keep lashing out on others, retaliating and so on, it will not get better. You suffer the most from that, okay? Because the other people will leave you, and you will end up alone, and you will end up bitter and lonely, and without having anyone to snuggle up to, you know. And that is infinitely sad and tragic. Because the other people have to protect themselves. You have to understand it from that perspective. You have to just once look at the other person from the higher, wider perspective. See what's going on. You know, I share myself with you like an open book, deliberately, because I want you to see what women feel like. I want you to see this. I'm just one example out of all straight women in the world. Okay. And really, I mean, ultimately all living beings, because we're living beings with feelings. Okay. Every dog needs companionship and love. Every horse needs to be together with another horse, or at least a goat or a cow. It's the ultimate torture and cruelty to put an animal there by themselves. Horrific, infinitely sad. I saw a horse die from that. And I pleaded with that woman. I pleaded with her to give her horse a companion. She didn't listen to me. Horrific, horrific, horrific. One can die from loneliness. I don't want you to be lonely. It breaks my heart that you're lonely, Philip, if you are. I don't know, you may even have a girlfriend. So you're not completely lonely, obviously. But maybe you're psychologically lonely because you're not honest with her. You're not honest with your partners, all of you. If you're not honest with your partners, then there cannot be an intimate relationship arising out of it. You have to take that plunge into vulnerability. And you have to meditate every day for at least an hour and look into your own mind and become completely clear on what you are feeling and what you need, what your body needs. Take care.